How does one get out of the constant loop of not wanting to do anything because of depression and being depressed because you aren't doing anything?
I'm in the gray pit of depression right now. My therapist just today suggested to set a goal of one thing every day. Doesn't have to be a big thing. Maybe it's 15 minutes of practicing with the bow. Maybe it's putting on real pants. It doesn't matter. But the thing she stressed to me was not to set like 5 goals. Because your depression brain won't like it and then you'll do 0 things and feel worse about it. Just one thing. Each day, one thing. We can do it.
I found the one at a time rule quite helpful. It basically breaks an activity into the smallest part possible and you just have to commit to the first part that usually lasts no longer than a few minutes. There's a good chance that you just continue what you do. If not, it's fine, just try again the next day. Do you want to draw? Draw a single line. Do you want to read a book? Read a single sentence, or a single page. You need to clean up your room? Just pick a single thing and bin it. Do you want to spend time in the park? Go there with the intention to just go back once you've arrived.
Time plus doing something. Literally anything. Once you break the cycle a little bit, you can usually pick up steam.
Go outside. Spend 30 to 45 minutes outside every day. I don't care what you do. Walk, sit, read a book, do yoga, pee in your yard. Whatever. Only rule is no screens. Leave your phone inside. It's only 30 minutes or so. You can do it. You'll feel better.
Didn't believe it at first, but basic hygiene, not making the assumption that you don't do any of these things, it just helped me. I went through a period of depression where I stopped looking after myself at all, wouldn't brush my teeth in the morning, wouldn't shave or cut my hair or wash my face, and the longer it went on the worse it got. When I started following a basic morning hygiene routine each morning, I started noticing more people approaching me, which made me feel a little better about myself. It got to the point where I was embarrassed by the state of my living conditions and started tidying, dusted off my old bike and remembered how good it was going for a ride, so went for a ride, found my tent, so went camping, cleaned up my fishing gear and went out with some mates. It's only a small thing to remember, but it causes a snowball effect. Don't get me wrong, I still have rough days, sometimes rough weeks, but overall I feel happier and a little more confident in myself, so I go out more.
Distance yourself from those easy reward things such as TV and internet. It's okay to use them a little, and sometimes a lot, but if you are anything like the average human being, you are probably overdoing it. Your brain relies on a balanced neurochemistry to stay motivated. Too much of certain activities and substances can mess with your reward circuit. You probably already have some things you want to try. Give the things you do in excess a break and try something new. It shouldn't take long before you feel a difference. Just stick with it.
Wellbutrin. My depression laughs in the face of well-intentioned non-psychiatric advice. Exercise, diet, sunlight, etc. are all important but don't always do the trick.
Many people think that motivation needs to come first before they can start doing a task, but the opposite is actually true. Emotions always stem from thoughts. The act of committing to a routine, schedule, even gradual changes day over day is what brings constant motivation.
I just closed this thread because I don't want to do anything because of depression, depressed because I'm not doing anything, and now more depressed because I'm not doing anything and on Reddit. My one thing for today is to close Reddit.
Let me know once you get the answer. Been wondering that too.
One of the first things you can do is get a clean space. Do the dishes, vacuum, organize, etc. Don't think about it, just do it. This could also apply to self-care. Get dressed, groomed, teeth clean, smelling good. Or, set aside 30 minutes to open your mail, pay all your bills, make the phone calls, etc. These little habits are easy to drop when you're depressed, but dropping them can also make the depression worse. Start there and see if moving forward with other goals seems easier.
I found that one Reddit post from a while ago that basically said don't have a 0 day.
You just have to start doing things. I know this answer isn't satisfying, but breaking the cycle is the only way out.
Get a good bike. Ride it.
See a psychiatrist and work on finding a medication that works. Here's how I look at it, and it's not scientific. Depression is depression precisely because nothing you try on your own will work, otherwise it's just sad phase. For example, sufferers of other mental diseases like schizophrenia or ADHD can't help with their symptoms and have to manage them with medication. The same goes for depression. Once the medication starts to work and if you have the motivation and means, therapy is good way to explore whether something is making you depressed.
I had a couple friends with this problem and here's what I always tell them. If you aren't motivated to do it, then find something you enjoy and mix it with the task you need to do. Love listening to music? Listen to music while doing the task. Small things like that always seem to help them.
I go and join something spontaneously. I never keep up with it, but it does make me feel better for a little bit.
My therapist suggested gratitude exercise, which is simple. Pick something that doesn't suck and intentionally feel gratitude for it. I didn't quite know what gratitude was in order to feel it at first, but when I figured it out, bam, like electricity and endorphin rush, it's different than thankful, which is what I always assumed it was. I always said thanks, but never ever once actually felt gratitude. Thanks is just something nice people say. I never thought it was connected to an actual feeling of gratitude. Generally, I do the opposite of gratitude, which is similar to resentment, and that definitely keeps you in the depression. Also, comparison is a good way to end up resentful. Looking at other people doing better than you with apparently less toil, exacerbated by social media and how you only ever see the most positive wins and never anyone's failures. You can also stop and invert whenever a feeling of resentment comes up by looking at the bright side. You might resent not getting promoted when someone else does, but instead think, grateful I won't have all that responsibility. Also listen to This Jocko, which demonstrates the technique and also is highly inspirational for how short it is.
The basics. Sleep well, eat well, exercise. Do that with consistency and you'll find a rhythm.
Go outside and get some sun.
You'll probably get a bunch of answers saying the same thing, but exercise is good. It's something for you to focus on that doesn't require any thought.
One-step rule, as mostly everyone has been mentioning, usually is the best starter advice to getting out of that constant cycle. For me, my depression kinda fluctuates in intervals, 3 months, but there are some things that can trigger an earlier start. It took me a while to figure out my own depressive patterns, but knowing when an episode is oncoming will come in handy as well. With that being said, find something that you want to do, or do the thing that you've been doing. Set goals for that new thing, or try to accomplish old goals you've set, but by pacing yourself. As a musician that can't play his instruments at home or play live shows at the moment, I personally find that gardening and reading have been the best hobbies to keep my mind occupied and to hold my thoughts at bay.
May your day be filled with joy and happiness. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more quality content every day.